No thoughts, just purrs. So I want to start out by saying that there were no injuries in the accident. Everybody was okay. And any footage that is in this video is my personal footage from the dash cam, that the front and rear dash cam that was in our truck. So today is Saturday, August 23rd. It's like 10:30 in the morning right now. And about a week ago, so last Friday, August 15th, at about 8:30 in the morning, I was on my way to school and then I got into an accident on the highway. So basically, I was on one highway merging onto another highway, and you'll see everything in the footage. I'm going to kind of explain what happened, and then I'll put the video so you can see for yourself. I will say in the video, our dash cam is mounted in the center of the windshield and up top. So there's some things you can see in the video that, like, as the person in the driver's seat, I couldn't see. Basically, when I was merging, there was a truck in front of me. We were going the speed limit. If anything, we might have been going under the speed limit, to be totally honest. It had rained that morning, so I was keeping a distance from the guy in front of me, and I don't know if he wasn't paying attention. There were cars stopped on the highway for no reason, and the traffic around here is ridiculous. For anybody that knows anything about the Spokane area, it's actually frustrating how many people don't know how to drive or shouldn't be driving. My husband and I get the newspaper to our house every week. This newspaper has in it like the public records from the week, like what tickets were given, what arrests or whatever. I think it's mainly arrests, but I read them every week because I find it somewhat entertaining. And 90% of them, if not more than 90%, is people that either were driving without a license, driving with a suspended license, like pretty much people that shouldn't be driving are driving. So it's pretty frustrating out here driving at all. Like, it's actually terrifying to ride my Harley out here. I don't like to ride. I enjoy riding my bike. It's like my favorite hobby in the entire world, but it's terrifying to ride out here. Actually, the day before the accident, I took my Harley to school and almost got ran off the road 3 times. I actually have the footage of that. I could put that in this too. Then I decided the next day I was just going to take the truck to school, even though it was really nice out and I wanted to take the bike. Anyway, my point is people suck at driving around here. So, back to the story. I was merging onto the highway. There's a box truck in front of me, maintaining my distance, all the good things. And you can see in the footage that people were kind of, when we were coming around the curve, you could see some brake lights, like people were slowing down. So I started to slow down. The guy in front of me, you can see he tapped on his brake lights a little bit. He slowed down a little bit. So as far as I'm aware, like we're all just like, slowing down a little bit. And then all of a sudden you can see in the footage, the car in front of him quickly gets over, and then he quickly gets over. And then by the time he's over and I can see what's happening, there's a Silverado, or maybe it was a Sierra, not that it matters. But there was a truck at a full stop. And I was like, I think I had like maybe 15 feet of distance or something like that from this guy. So I just quick slammed on my brakes and the brakes locked up, the tires slid, I went sideways, and then the accident began.
But I'm trying to reach for the light.
The bed of my truck hit the bed of his truck, and then I essentially bounced off of his truck, and then I was stopped, like, what's the word? Not perpendicular. I was stopped perpendicular to the highway. So, like, I was blocking 2 lanes of traffic, and you can see to avoid the accident, because I was blocking 2 lanes, I'll show the rear footage, but a semi came flying by and, bless this man's heart, chose not to plow into my truck, so he ran to the side of the road and actually hit like the median so that he wouldn't hit me, which thank God, because if he had hit me, he definitely would have totaled out the truck. So.
But I'm trying to reach for the light. And it breaks down the walls of my pride.
Which right now I say that because it's looking like the truck's going to get fixed, which is what I want. It's what my husband wants too. But I also think he would be okay with getting a new truck. He would definitely be okay with getting a new truck because he's already like a little excited about looking at them. For me, it depresses me a little bit because I love our truck. So I don't even want to think about getting a new one yet. I want to handle this the correct way. Anyway, back to the story. So, like I said, the semi hit the wall, so there were 3 people involved in the collision, technically. Even though the semi didn't hit us and we didn't hit him, he was technically involved. So he hit the wall and I hit the truck in front of me. And it was some like young kid. He was like a teenager. It was his dad's truck. I felt horrible because the impact from my truck hitting his rear window of his truck blew out. And I'm an empath, so putting myself in that young kid's shoes, like feeling yourself get, rear-ended and then glass shattering everywhere. My heart broke for him. I tried to move the truck. I put it in drive, or I can't remember if I put it in drive or reverse, but I basically went to move the truck because I was sideways in the road. Realized very quickly that the truck wasn't moving, so I just put it in park, shut it off. The drive shaft had came out because when the impact happened, the rear axle got shoved back. It didn't affect the frame at all because the bolt, there was a bolt that sheared off basically, and it just scooched the axle backwards. So it didn't affect the frame, thank God, because then it definitely would have been totaled. But it moved the rear axle back, so the drive shaft came out, so the truck wasn't going anywhere. So I hopped out of the truck and, made sure the other kid was okay, and he was making sure I was okay. And then the truck driver came over and he was asking us all if we're okay. And it was very sweet. Nobody was mad. It was a freak accident. Everybody was I think I was the only one that was emotional just because it literally pained me to see our truck damaged because I love that truck, okay? Like, I cannot express that enough. It's like a family member. I drove from Florida to Washington in that truck. I have trauma bonded with that truck, okay? Anybody that knows me knows how sentimental I get about our trucks. Anyway, so I was pretty emotional. I wasn't like freaking out by any means, but I was definitely crying. EMS came up to me multiple times because they thought I was injured. And I was like, no, seriously, I'm genuinely just so upset looking at my truck looking like this. And they were like, okay, well, if you do find out you are injured and you are crying because of that, you can just call us back. I was like, no, I'm fine, I promise. I'm just upset. So, like I said, the bed was smashed in, the axle got pushed backwards, the drive shaft came out. But besides that, I mean, the truck's going to need a new bed for sure. The tail lights were fine, the tailgate was fine, the bumper was fine, everything else was fine. Even the tire was fine, still holding air, the rim looked fine, so that's good news. Unfortunately, because the truck was stuck blocking 2 lanes of traffic, they had to move the truck out of the way essentially. And we have tow hooks on our truck, so I don't know why the police or DOT wasn't like, hey, we'll just pull the truck out of the way. They decided the best way was to push the truck out of the way. And hey, that's not my job. I don't do that stuff. So for someone watching this, they might be like, oh, that's the only way they can do it. Okay, then understood. But DOT took a truck with a big old bumper and just pushed our truck out of the way. And they damaged the front fender and the door. So they are supposed to pay to replace our door and our fender. So insurance shouldn't cover that. So after the accident happened, like I said, I hopped out and so did the other drivers involved, and we all made sure everybody was okay, and it was good. Everyone was good. It was just a freak accident, but besides some vehicle damage, everyone was okay, and really that's all that matters. Obviously, like I said, it still pains me to see the truck damage, but I know that all that matters is that everyone involved was okay. I called my husband like immediately once it happened, and my husband and I are different in the sense that items that hold sentimental value to me, like I said, are like family members to me, as corny as it is, and it takes me more time to get over. My husband, being the amazing man he is, I called him. In my heart of hearts, I was thinking of, I guess, how I would think I would react, because this truck I know means a lot to my husband. It's his truck really before it was ours. So I called him and I was crying, of course, and I immediately was like, I just destroyed your truck. Like, I put all the blame on myself immediately and was just like, I just destroyed your truck. It's bad. It's really bad. And he's like, it's okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? I told him I was okay. In my head, he wasn't understanding what I was telling him. So I was like, you don't get it. The truck is not okay. Like, it does not look good. And of course, now, in hindsight, the truck is okay. It's most likely going to get fixed, which would be fantastic. But looking at it, it looked bad, okay? It did not look good. So I was trying to express to him how bad it was. And he's like, it's okay. It's just a truck. We'll get another truck. Like, all that matters is that you're okay. And then he walked me through everything because obviously now that I know everybody's okay, all I care about is the truck. Like, my priorities have shifted. Everyone is healthy and alive and okay and no injuries. Now, what is going to happen to our truck? My husband wasn't in the accident. My husband is literally in Texas. He is like over 1,000 miles away from me, and he handled like 90% of this. I had to talk to the claims person. I was the one involved, whatever. But my husband handled most of it. Like I cannot stress that enough. Props to him because he's not even here, and he's handled like 90% of this, I would say. So love that man. So at this point, we have talked to our insurance, and they basically screwed up a couple things on our insurance estimate because there's things about the truck that they got wrong, so the value of the truck is wrong. They forgot that DOT needed to pay for certain damages, so they accidentally put those on the estimate, so they had to change those. And so that was a phone call that we had yesterday. We're just at this point waiting for them to adjust it. It's looking like we're going to get the truck fixed, which is fantastic. Basically, it's a waiting game right now with our insurance because there's just so many accidents happening out there, so our insurance people are busy, evidently. Our case manager, we love him. He's a very nice guy. He was very apologetic that the adjuster never reached out to us and all that. So basically, right now it's a waiting game, but everybody's okay. It was not a fun experience, but it was a learning experience. Things happen. Wrong place, wrong time happens. It's just unfortunate, and it just is what it is. So not to turn this into like a little sap fest, but it's stuff like this that happens in your life that really reminds you of the things and the people that you have in your life to be grateful for. And I will say the amount of love and concern that was just poured over me when this happened was amazing. I had so many loved ones, friends, family that just ran to me when this happened to make sure I was okay and to make sure if I needed anything. One of my friends actually, she like basically picked me up from the accident and then like spent the entire rest of the day with me just to make sure I was okay. And she called me and reached out to me every day after that to make sure I was okay. And I had another friend that brought me brownies to my house, and there was just so much love from my friends and my family, and so grateful for all those people. But most of all, I'm so grateful for my husband who has handled 90% of the situation and just, been so reassuring. Cannot express that enough how grateful I am. So, not to be all corny. Yeah, so basically that's it. As of right now, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with the truck. Like I said, it's looking like it's going to get fixed. So, that's the dream right now, is that she gets fixed and she comes home. That's what I would like to see happen, but not sure yet. And as of right now, everything's looking okay, and that's all that matters. So, yeah. There's a song by Tracy Lawrence that's called Find Out Who Your Friends Are. And if you haven't listened to that song, you need to. It's a great song.